Not all heroes wear capes. Some host podcast. This is Words with Nerds.
Dang! This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's really fun to come back to.
It has been quite some time.
It's been a minute, guys.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Victor is surprisingly not homeless.
Yeah,
Actually doing very well for himself.
Actually, the most put together out of all of us.
Honestly, Victor, round of applause.
You
Doing
forgot
great.
to mention your high-rise apartment. Look at jeez, Louise.
This is totally a fake background. I'm in a cardboard box, boys.
Things have not gone well.
Just stealing milk for his cats. Young
Mhm.
Conan's gotta have that.
Man, it's been like 3 years since we did an episode. It's been a long time. Life's been busy. Life has changed for all of us for the better, I say, across the board here.
Oh yeah.
But if you guys are watching at home, thanks for coming back. It's good to be back. I'll say for the group. We got some cool content for you to kick things off and to get back into gear. And we're gonna basically be talking about our favorite summer stream picks. What's hot? What's not?
It's really not.
Exactly. So I will I'll kick things off here. I got my summer pick ready to go, and it is a Words with Nerd classic, as he says. So we are jumping right in to a segment that we like to call Nation of Animation. And today we're talking about the new season of Love, Death, and Robots. So jump right into this. And this is going to be clunky and rusty and raw and uncut because it has been a long time since we have done any recording. And we are low-key on a new server and everything. So, let's have some fun.
Just like give us some time and it's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be a little growing pains here and there. All good.
So, Love, Death, and Robots released its 5th season as of May. They're back with a new lineup of anthology episodes ranging from all different animation styles. I love this series. I've talked about it before on the podcast. Animation in general. It's just something I really like. I like all styles of animation. So this anthology series where every episode is one and done and is in a different style, whether that be video game style, anime style, Pixar style, claymation. Like this series goes hard if you're into stuff like that, like I am. So that is my summer stream pick. So we're specifically just going to go over one of the episodes. We're not going to talk about the whole season because I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to recommend it to everybody watching. We're specifically talking about my favorite episode of the season called The Other Large Thing. So in The Other Large Thing, we encounter this guy here. This is Sanchez, the cat, and he's gone.
That was very heartfelt.
There we go.
It's the cat.
There we go. See you guys, raw and uncut.
It's a little yordle.
He kind of looks like my cat.
Kind of looks like Harmondinger from Arcane.
Right. But yeah, that's Sanchez. Sanchez is a very sassy individual. He's caught off guard one evening when his owners return home with an AI-assisted robot.
Mm.
And Sanchez is voiced by none other than Chris Parnell.
What?
Yep, Chris Parnell. If you guys are familiar with Rick and Morty, it's Morty's dad.
He also does voices on or he's also Cyril, or not Cyril. Who's it?
Yeah, Cyril Figgis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cyril. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
On Archer. So
He was
Yep,
also
Archer.
Yeah.
Yep. He's been a lot of voiceovers for a lot of animation, animated series and stuff like that. More like live action stuff. You guys might recognize him from Anchorman, Hot Rod. He's in that. I'll never forget the segment for some reason about him talking about his tramp stamp in Hot Rod. It's a weird conversation to be having. So yeah, Chris Parnell is the voice of this guy here, Sanchez. So Sanchez is caught off guard one day when his owners bring back an AI robot to help them with tasks around the house. The robot is voiced by John Oliver, and the robot has now taken complete attention away from Sanchez. But Sanchez decides he's going to capitalize. So the owners, they're not really paying attention to the robot, and he's still getting configured. So Sanchez hops in and realizes that he's still getting to know who the owner is, who he listens to, and that means who he's taking orders from. And Sanchez specifically takes a liking to the robot because he has thumbs.
Oh.
And do things that Sanchez cannot. So, scheming Sanchez decides to work with the robot, who he now calls Thumbbringer, and they slowly start taking over the house, then the apartment, and then it keeps getting crazier from there. So I'll leave it open ended so you guys can go check that out.
Not a cat.
But that is my pick of the summer for my summer streams. Sanchez, Love, Death, and Robots. Go check it out, guys. Really hope you guys enjoy that one. So,
Nice little recommendation. So for all of those out there, LDR, Love, Death, and Robots. Solid pick from Vince. Solid.
I like the contrast on this one because I have a pick from Netflix and DJ. You have a pick from Hulu.
I do.
Which, I mean, if you guys saw the thumbnail, you guys know what that is. Hopefully that's why you clicked on it, because you find some interest in that. So we'll get into the Hulu portion here in a minute. But before we dive in, we're going into another brand new segment with Victor called What the Heck News.
Oh, sweet. It's my turn. What's up, dudes?
Hey.
In What the Heck News, I don't know if anyone's been living under a rock, but everyone, for some reason, it's back to the pre-pandemic stuff where we used to make jokes like we should get into the Pokemon market. And yeah, people jumped right back into it. So for a solid 2 years, everything was going like it was made of gold. Vince actually got me back into Pokemon because he's like, hey, you should get into it. It's fun. Remember 151? You and Taylor were talking about it every other day.
Yeah.
And I regret it because I'm sitting on like just a bunch of these things in the background. This is all Pokemon, by the way. So like let's say what it says, What the Heck News. Right now, the market's dropping because of something called Labubu. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Lahuhu?
Labubu. You know what I'm talking about, David. You're
really weird.
Oh.
Gremlin looking like oversized keychain things, I guess. Like they're just like things that you put on like a backpack or a purse or like whatever. They're just so ugly looking and just don't make any sense. I don't know why they got so popular. People are selling fake ones.
They're really like they look like Cabbage Patch Kids with like rabies. It's really weird. People have gotten into fights over them. It's kind of nuts.
My mom got me one. She got like two. She was like, I don't want these.
Go get it, please. Let's see this.
Because of that, and then the Final Fantasy release, Final Fantasy and Magic the Gathering did a release. All the card markets right now, Pokemon specifically, took a huge down. That thing is ugly as hell.
They're so ugly, but they're kind of not ugly at the same time. They're pretty.
That's probably why everybody keeps getting them. But like, it's just like the face. It's just so creepy, dude.
They're not, they're I don't get what I don't get. You got two?
She got them both together, and like
I don't.
I don't even know what to do with them. But like sometimes I feel like they're staring at me at nighttime.
Those things look like the premise of a Black Mirror or Love, Death, and Robots thing, where they're actually fucking aliens that are everywhere right now, and they're
Oh my
just waiting for every household to get one, and they're
Oh my
gonna.
god, that's terrifying. They're just sitting on the shelves waiting to be fucking activated or some shit.
You guys know that's the story. I mean, that's how the story goes. That influenced 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
It was based off this old 1950s poem short story about like some like man-eating plants that like everybody was just planting in their gardens and stuff like that and cultivating them, and then all of a sudden they just went active one day, and then they just started eating everybody, overgrown ones and shit. It's crazy. You gotta
So,
read this book.
so that's what's happening, but with Labubus, and it caused the fucking Pokemon market to drop, which sucks because every sneakerhead pumped, I don't know, thousands of dollars into it. I pumped a couple of hundred, I'll admit that. But yeah, cards that were like chase cards that everyone knows, like the Charizard 151, Blastoise 151, and then Mewtwo, or the Mew, they've all dropped in value by half because
Wow.
of
Even
Lulu
like
finally.
I know Bubble Mew was pretty expensive, right? It went down too.
Yeah, your best bet now is if you have any sealed Pokemon product, keep it sealed till Magic the Gathering's done doing their thing. Because right now they're planning, besides this one, they're doing a Spider-Man release. It's going to tank the market again for Pokemon. Labubu is going to do another launch as well, and then David's going to love this.
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering is doing an Avatar: The Last Airbender Secret Lair release.
I love that.
It's fucking annoying.
I love that. That
But
sounds
So,
so cool.
so what does this mean for like consumers? Like for me, for example, right? You said that me and Taylor, my girlfriend, for those who don't know, we had started collecting Pokemon cards again, probably like early in the year, um, just because we were fucking bored. So, can we swear on YouTube?
yeah,
Fuck yeah! All right,
I mean, it probably
uh,
won't be monetized, but like, are we really making money on it?
demonetized. We ain't making anything on this.
Yeah,
um,
80 cents.
So yeah, I mean, I since like I think Surging Sparks was really the last thing for us where we were collecting, we were ripping packs, we were chasing cards, and then we kind of were just like, man, this stuff is getting crazy. Like everybody is back into it. It seems like at least all the '90s kids that grew up with it, plus all the new generation, like the young kids, are still collecting too. So when you go out to buy the cards, not only are they extremely overpriced, but they're off the shelves too. And when you find them, you're also trying to avoid catching a case because there's other people out there at the stores that are willing to, put their hands on you to get the packs, which is it's a crazy scenario in the Pokemon world if you're collecting cards. And it's crazy because it's a bunch of nerds that, you know, you poke them the wrong way, they start crying. But I guess before I start rambling, my question is, how does it affect the market, or should we see an adjustment back to the what I say like good old days where we can just go in to a comic book store
you're seeing it.
or a Walmart and find the packs we're looking to buy?
You're seeing it. Actually, I was going to put that up. The market's correcting itself. It did that back in 2023 during the pandemic, like middle of it, when everyone kind of jumped out of it. But right now, it's stabilizing. Like I can tell you right now, I was able to find Destin Rivals, which is the newest set that came out. I was able to get pre-orders for Black and White Flare, and it's not hard anymore. Bots aren't destroying the queues. People aren't camping out like they used to. The market's stabilizing. People are finding product in the middle of the day. Like you said, people camp out for this. But now, the other day before work, I went in. It was like 11 or 12, and I was able to get a couple of prismatic evolution items right at Best Buy. I walked up. I'm like, "You guys got any?" And the lady's like, "Yeah, we got these if you want them." And I'm like, "Package them up." So the market's stabilizing itself. It's funny you say Surging Sparks because that's a sought after set again. That might be the only one that's going to be hard to get. Surging Sparks and Paldean Fates. Everyone jumped off everything else because it's just Prismatic, you've seen it. I've bought more than 200 packs and I've pulled shit. So the market's stabilizing now because of Final Fantasy and fucking Labubu, the thing that's going to conquer the world.
Thanks, Labubu.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I would love to go back to collecting cards again and not having to
Quick question:
lines and stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
what is, for those out there and for myself, because I don't collect, as far as Pokemon goes, like I'm in love with the games. So like as a like 90s kid or whatever, I played like Pokemon Red and Yellow and like the Game
Yep.
Boy Advances and
Oh,
stuff like
geez.
that. But yeah, my question is, what's the rarest card that you can find in in Pokemon, like the card industry at the moment right now? Like, what's one that like you found and you were like, oh shit, I gotta hold on to this one for a hot minute. Like, even if the market is like shit or not. Like,
It's going to be so weird. Magikarp. Magikarp, Charizard, and Pikachu's. Any of those cards you ever find like a rare variant, like there's a Magikarp from Paldean Evolved, any Charizard.
no like legendaries or like no like
No.
really.
There's
Yes and
one,
no.
yeah, there's one legendary that's a promo card that's all the Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno in stained glass design. Like
See,
it looks like a church. That's
I
a
think there's I think there's two different ways to answer that question, to be honest. Like what Victor said is overall across the board in all sets, it's safe to bet on Magikarp, Pikachu, like the classics, those guys, because they have so many cards collectively, like so many different variations of those cards where they all have high values. So chances are if you pull one, it's eventually going to have a decent value. Um, from what I know, and Victor, this is your game, honestly. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I want to make sure we're getting the right information out. But from what I know like there's a Gold Star Rayquaza that is pretty rare, and it holds a lot of value. We're talking like 15,000. I've seen it go for. And then there was most recently there's the Umbreon from that EV pack that came out. So like those are more recent or like one-offs that are high value in the overall like out of all the cards. But
those are you're right. Those are called those are the current grails. There's some that are always going to be there's solid grail. It's like hey, this is always going to be the thing. But the current meta for the grails, you're right. The Umbreon, it's that stupid the Umbreon, and then there's the Sylveon. What's the heart one? The heart EV. You know what I'm talking about? The love one.
yeah, you're right.
Sylveon. Those are at some point on eBay there when they were first selling because people had the FOMO effect. The Umbreon sold for $12,000. First week sold for 12 grand. Not graded, not just straight up in a plastic sleeve. And then the Sylveon at its height sold for 8,000. Now the market stabilized a little bit with them, but still those cards are currently they're not great at play. It's just right now it's like having a pair of Jordans. That's it. It's a nice thing to look at, but you're not really going to do anything with it.
Damn.
well,
We'll continue to keep up with the market and see how things shift. Yeah, it's interesting because it kind of it hit a peak where the popularity surged back and it died down. And again, Labubu and Magic the Gathering and other things are taking priority in the market. So I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, sliding into our overall theme once again, the summer stream picks. We're gonna head over to DJ here. He's gonna bring us into the Hulu world, and we're gonna be talking about his summer stream pick of 2025. Take it away, sir.
Well, it's a really, really fun movie. It's got a lot of heart and a lot of blood and a lot of gore. Actually, I wanted to talk about, besides monster movie resurgence, I wanted to talk about uh, Predator, Killer of Killers. It's a new animated movie that's on Hulu. It's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, and for anybody who doesn't know, he's a filmmaker, but he also works on a lot of podcasts. He's a podcast host. He's did a couple of episodes for. He directed like the pilot episodes of The Boys, I think, in the Lost Symbol. That was like he did two other related to the Predator franchise. He did, I believe, he directed Prey, which is part of the Predator
Okay.
universe, and then Predator Badlands, which was also this year. Predator Killer of Killers is much like Love, Death, and Robots, an anthology. It's three separate stories detailing warriors from those time periods, interactions with the killer of all killers, the Predator. It's not necessarily the same one every time, but uh, each of the characters and the settings that you see these characters in, it's beautiful. I don't want to give anything away, but like the animation style, it it doesn't change throughout the stories. However, there are little bits and pieces that like make it feel more like a story. Like for example, one character is a ninja, in feudal Japan for one of those settings. So I mean, there's quicker frame rate movements for that particular story, and like they're very agile and they're moving around a lot. The, One of the stories is taking place in World War II. We see like a B-52 bomber versus or one of those very old school Cessna, I think it was, like versus a Predator ship, and like so. And then the third story, which is I think the first story, is about the
Vikings,
Norse
right?
times and like Nordic
Yeah.
around those times, like Vikings, Norse characteristics, and also I think the really cool thing is they also have the characters speak in their principal like primary languages, and so it's not like you watching characters like um, at first. So they kind of do like a little translation thing, like they do with the credits at the beginning. Um, a lot of them, so you kind of get that feeling of like the time period as well. The story, it's not convoluted at all. It doesn't focus so much on the humans that it feels like we don't even think like the predators are like the antagonist or anything like that, or nothing more than the antagonist. It also gives you a glimpse into, for a lot of people who haven't uh, read, like obviously haven't read like the tie-in comics for like Alien versus Predator, or like because that shows more of like what that race is like, and kind of gives more detail. So this kind of gives more of a like easygoing for the viewer kind of history that you get, and I think that's very beautiful. I think it's great that like we're getting this, and also the aliens resurgence is just phenomenal, man. Because like Romulus, Earth, that's coming out soon. That's also going to be on FX, which is Hulu. So you can also watch those. Go ahead, Vic.
Um, it's funny you're talking about this because as you know, I'm a big comic book fan, and I was actually waiting to bring this up as a surprise because Alien and Predator are so popular. Because they're so popular, there was a one shot comic series called Aliens versus Avengers, 4 issues,
Yeah.
and then there is currently going on 3 issues, 3 different series, one offs as well. Spider-Man versus Predator, Black Panther versus Predator, Wolverine versus Predator.
So
Wolverine versus Predator is solid, bro.
Damn, Wolverine versus Predator. I might have to pick that one up because that sounds like a
Black
cool little
Panther, is, that's
scuffle.
dope too. But like, yeah, that Logan stuff would be nice. But
Yeah, man, people are talking out here in the streets. Everybody's been kind of talking about this Predator series, whether they've
Yeah,
seen it or they've actually watched it through,
yeah,
um, or they've seen the trailer for it, or they see the art when they open up Hulu or something like that. It seems like it's pretty popular, and haven't seen. It's always been kind of mainstream pop culture, Alien, Predator, right? But this one, for some reason, is catching a lot of attention, and I
Yeah.
think for good reason too. Like, again, no spoilers on this one because we want you guys to watch this, but it is so good. I found myself watching this one, and as DJ said, right, there's the three different stories with one the Viking, then the ninja samurai kind of setting, and then the World War II setting. So we're kind of traveling in time as we go through these different anthology stories. And the Viking story wraps up, and I'm like, man, that was so good. And then we go in the samurai, and I'm like, that one was good too. I don't know which one I like more. And then we get into the World War II, and I'm kind of like, all right, this is okay. And then there's a moment where I'm just like, dude, they didn't miss a single beat. Every single story arc out of the three is a home run, and then they wrap it all up at the end and make it all pretty, and it's really well written. So again, for like no shade on Predator as a whole, but I think like this is possibly
bringing
the
them
peak of the brand.
Yeah. So I mean, it starts. Oh, go ahead. Vic.
Don't disregard Danny Glover and Predator 2 ever like that in this house. My man.
Oh
It's
man!
like an LA cop. That is the best fight I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I had to defend my boy Danny, all right?
This old ass Danny just getting tired of this shit.
He said in this house.
No, I
Oh,
would
man.
say it's not. It's a nice, fun watch. It's just be ready for, like I said, a lot of blood and gore and stuff like that. A little bit of cussing here and there. I mean, that's really what earns its like it's rated R because it is a movie. It's not that long. It's, I think, an hour and a half or some change, and it's pretty fun, man. I really really enjoyed it. It was a nice little watch, and I watched it a second time, and you notice a little bit more like when you're actually looking. But if you're just going for like an easygoing like watch, Predator Killing Killers is one that you could watch and have a lot of fun. So I would definitely recommend that one for my side.
Absolutely. So I think we got some real good content suggested to you guys. So I hope you guys, find some time. It's hot out there. Maybe take an hour or so, enjoy some AC. Check one of these out. Um, Let us know what you think. Um, Throw some stuff in the comments. Hit us up if you guys know us.
Yeah, please.
Let's talk. Let's share some words.
Also, let us know how we're doing on here because I had a friend. I had a friend go back, and she watched some stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, so what's up with this top 10 list?" So if you guys have like any comments or questions about older episodes, love to hear about that. So you can maybe touch base on it again. Maybe do a sequel episode for something here and there. I definitely want to do better. I don't want to speak for the whole group, but I definitely want to do another X-Men 97 like episode so we can touch base on that.
I'm always down for X-Men stuff.
That we talked about is like like the Horseman of the Apocalypse nod to Gambit. The last episodes, I was like,
Oh, poor Gambit. Poor Gambit. Too soon.
but, yeah, no, for sure. Like, reach out to us. We really do appreciate it when you guys like feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah, we won't disappear on you guys for another 3 years. Hopefully, we keep the thing going. But it's been fun. I want to keep it real though. So, anybody that knows us IRL, or if you guys know us online, the best way to support us and the channel is by engaging in the video on YouTube. That's just how YouTube works. So I know we're not trying to build an empire here. We're just trying to have some fun, and three guys is sitting here once a week talking about what they like, and hopefully getting engaged with you guys online too, and in real life from it as well. So best way to support us: drop a like, drop a comment, share the video is huge too, and tell your friends. Have everybody subscribe to us that you know.
Subscribe, please.
We'll wrap it up there, guys. Thanks again for coming out for issue 67. We will see you next week with another issue for, well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, raw and uncut. Here we go. Next week, it's 67 this week. So next week means it's issue number 68.
That's
Good
fine.
night.